Hi there. I've heard of quite a few people asking about or interested in learning Diver Down, and I actually made a kind of impromptu tutorial earlier today, but I didn't like the way it was recorded on Twitch. I wasn't very clear, straightforward with a lot of things, and I talked way too much, so I wanted to make a more concise one. The purpose of this tutorial is to show a couple different ways to set up the Diver Down trick to speed up Swamp Palace, and just go over the inputs and what you can do to utilize this in Randomizer or in any glitched Link to the Past speedruns if you choose to use them. Like for the restricted major glitches, all dungeons category, for instance, this is really handy. So first things first, this is I'll go over the easiest setup, what I think is the easiest and the quickest setup. And then there's a slightly slower one you can use with the cane, and then there's a bomb setup, and I'll go over kind of when and why you would want to use this in a randomizer or a race. So this is the back half of Swamp Palace right here. The idea is that you don't have to drain the water, you don't need to do the hook dash and that statue push in the previous room here. So to set this up, you want to start by being aligned with, in the simplest way, with the cane strategy, you want to be aligned with this wall right here. So make sure when you round this corner, you're all the way pressed up against this wall. To set up your horizontal position for where to place the block, it's pretty lenient. You can place the block a little bit off center or a little bit in the wrong place and then push it where you need to for this setup. So what I always do is I'll dash down, round this corner here, and walk to about the center of the stairs. And then when you're about the center of the stairs, menu to your Cane of Somaria, and place the block. Then from here, what you want to do is you want to nudge into the corner that's up into the left. So you don't want to walk off the stairs, but you walk up towards them to kind of make sure you get all the way at the top. And just like other railings and walls, it'll kind of push you if you're not fully aligned out, and just push left. So where the block is and where this wall is, this railing, you can't go too far left. This is completely free. So move into this position, and you can see the coordinates that I'm at if you have the practice act to follow along or train. Otherwise, this is a pretty simple position to get into even without the practice act, just with save states in the vanilla game. From here, what you want to do is you want to buffer one pixel down. You can use sword buffer, you can use a select buffer or start buffer if you wanted, but the sword buffer is going to be the fastest, most consistent way probably to do this. That's what I would recommend. So you do sword slash down. It's very easy to overshoot this. If you overshoot it, like say if I was here, this is where I was before, if I overshoot it to here, it's not going to work, but you can kind of get an idea of the visual cues here, or just, if you're not sure, just try the rest of the trick. If it doesn't work, it'll let you try again. I'll show that in a minute. So buffer 1 pixel down here, and then at this point, what you want to do is you're going to want to menu to the hookshot anyway for pretty much any instance, except for if you're in a randomizer and it's boss shuffle. So it's the best thing to do here is menu to your hookshot, and when you come out of the pause menu, hold an up left input on your controller. So hold up and left, and it puts you in the corner. You don't have to hold it down for an extended period of time. Notice my vertical position on the coordinates in the top right of the screen are FAF. It's not where I was before. So this is essential to making the trick work. And from here, you tap left and put your sword out. There's some leniency on the timing there, just so basically just slash and move left. And you can hold it down for as little or as long as you want. Notice I'm not actually doing anything, I didn't move. But you want to press left into up left. So roll into an up left, and you wiggle through and jump off the edge. It's really simple. There's not really a lot of pitfalls here. Not a lot of mistakes you can make that will fail it, and if you do, you just simply try again. That's why it's a very nice setup. If you get it first or second time, you're saving time over draining the room, especially in a randomizer where you want to check these chests. You're going to save even more time than in, say, all dungeons. So if I'll show an example of if you overshoot that sword slash. So like say It's really easy to do too, because if you press down for 2 frames before you sword slash, you're going to move 3 pixels, so it's FB3, and if you for some reason don't catch it, you menu to the hook shot. Notice this just resets me back to FB0, which is where I was before I buffered down. Obviously without the coordinates you might not notice, so if I do this and then I try to wiggle through, you just don't go. It doesn't mess anything up. You just try again. I use a menu buffer there if I mess up, just out of consistency, so I'm doing it the same every time, but you don't have to. So notice how easy that is to recover if you mess up. Really the biggest issue you can have... Oh, and I want to mention too, like, you can lay the block all the way over here if you want. Well, I guess not. Just kidding. As long as you can move straight up from where you place the block to get yourself aligned with the stairs without pushing the block like that, then you're fine. So like you could do it from over here and just don't walk up too far. That works. You could put the block all the way over here. I don't think that's too far left. It's really close actually. But there's a lot of room. Just try to align it near the middle of the stairs and push it the rest of the way to be safe. So setting up the block's really easy. You can also do a quick hop off the ledge if you choose to. I don't know if it's faster. I think the jury's still out on that one. Because that's pretty quick right there. And if you're going to be transitioning, you want to dash through the room. If you want to do a quick hop, so you don't have to have your sword out like that, so you don't accidentally charge a spin and have to spin, wasting a little bit of time. It's a pretty inconsequential amount of time, but you know, if you're racing, that could be important. What you want to do is, you still have to slash left and wiggle through a certain amount, but once you're far enough through, you can actually pick up the block and then tap A and up, or tap A while holding up and left still to do a quick hop off the ledge. So to show that, you do this. Well, nope, don't do it like that. Oops, wow, it's a bad menu. So do the quick hop, you make sure you're far enough through, and you do that, and you can throw the block in midair, so like, this might end up saving time in a randomizer where you want to check these, because you won't accidentally charge a spin or anything like that, so you can try it if you want, but the caveat here is, pick up the block too early, you can't actually make it through the railing and you have to start over, so it's probably not worth it, but it's certainly an option. Alright, so on to the second method. I know there is another tutorial out there on this method, and I've seen several people actually use it in randomizers, and I wasn't sure why until I realized there's a tutorial that's really good. It explains this probably better than I will, but I'll put it here so that you can have a side-by-side comparison of the 3 methods. This one involves jumping in and out of the water to set yourself up in that position. So if for some reason you're having a lot of trouble with that sword buffer, this might end up being a little bit easier, but it's certainly slower. This method involves walking, again, same way, about to the center of the staircase, and you turn around and place the block here. Then what you're going to do is you're going to jump in the water, and in midair, you'll buffer a downright input while you're in the air, so that when you hit the water, your momentum is carrying you that direction. And immediately, once you hit the water and start moving down right, you transition to a right input, which will cause you to hop out of the water in exactly the right spot to prepare you to do that wiggling through the block. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. So you jump in the water, down right into right, and notice I'm on that FAF vertical coordinate, which is exactly where I want to be. So I can slash right and then hold up and right to wiggle through. And again, you can quick hop, you can choose not to quick hop, you can open the chest. So you should be able to do this from the left side as well, but I haven't actually done it. So yeah, it obviously takes longer since you have to jump in and out of the water, but it's definitely a viable option. If you find it easier, feel free to use that method. And the third method I'd like to show is a bomb method. This one is really handy in the other side of the dungeon. You can actually use this to speed things up, which I'll show in a minute as well, for a full clear of Swamp Palace. For the bomb method, it's a little bit more precise how you set it up, so it's definitely going to take some practice to get efficient with. You can use it on multiple staircases in this dungeon that are set up like this. What you're going to want to do is align to this vertical position. So to do it the most, I guess, guaranteed way to get it to work, you want to line up to the center of the stairs. And I always do left. Excuse me, look to the left because you'll have to do this in the other position. The other place you can do this, that I'll show in a minute, you want to look left. Link's head should just barely be touching the top of the staircase here. So notice the dark line at the top of the staircase and the dark line Link's head are touching, not overlapping, but touching. And you can buffer once to the left. It's not too particular how far left you go here, but you want to just move slightly left to place the bomb in the right position. Then what you're going to do once you place the bomb, you do the exact same inputs that I discussed for the last one. So you're going to jump off the stairs into the water while buffering a down right input and then transition into a right, and it'll pull you out on the perfect position so the bomb will push you and clip you into the railing, and you can just tap up and jump. So I'll go ahead and do this real quick. Bomb, jump, down right into right, and you can hold right or you can let go there, and now you can do this fast, you can do this slow, it doesn't matter. From where I am, I can tap up and jump in. So, real easy. I'll do it a little bit faster so you can see it kind of how much time that would this would actually take. So this should work. Oh, it did not work. Again, you can like reset it if you need to. I know what I did wrong, but so drop the bomb, jump off, down right into right. Okay, you do have to not go too far. I'm doing this differently than I just said and differently than I normally do, which is not a good idea. I usually use like a sword buffer to make sure I don't lay the bomb too far away. Okay, don't be bad, but don't forget to lay the bomb either. Okay, let's just reset the room. Try this again. I swear this works, and I've done it before, so get your position here, a little bit to the left. I didn't have the right momentum jumping in the water. This one's a lot more fickle, but it's not as difficult as I'm making it out to be right now. Okay, so you want to go left, drop the bomb. I'm not holding down right in the air. Why am I not holding down right in the air? There we go. What? What is happening? Well, I'm not heavy about that. You definitely don't want to like overshoot how far left you go, but it should have a little bit of leeway. There we go. That's what I normally do, and that worked. Still took 21 seconds to get through the room, which is quite a long time compared to this version. Even if you, like, say, mess up your sword buffer there. That was 15.5 seconds. Substantially faster. The reason that this is helpful... I'll go ahead and load up this save state here. Actually, let me just reset this room. So what you'll do... The reason this is helpful is, let's say that you're coming through the dungeon to a full clear. You grab the key that's over on the right with your hook shot. You come this way, open the door. What it allows you to do is you can flood the key, which I already did. You can flood the key here, and then pick up the key anyway by doing this diver down technique. So what you want to do is you want to bomb this switch and transition rooms before the bomb actually contacts the crystal. Then you come through here and you set up the bomb one the same way. You could actually use the cane one here too, but if you're already on bombs, it turns out that tends to be a little bit faster. It's the same inputs in the other room. This puts you through the rail, and the bomb will actually contact the crystal switch as you transition back up. So you grab the key, and then the crystal pegs are already in the right position, so you can keep going left without going back to the hub room. It's really handy for a full clear. You do have to jump out of the water and back in, otherwise you can't get over these blocks. So you could do the same thing on this staircase. All these work the same. This one would not ever be helpful unless I'm missing an opportunity to do this that I haven't foreseen. But yeah, bombs would allow you to do this without Cane, or if you wanted to do it with Cane of Somaria, feel free to do that here as well. For this one, since you can't push left, it's a little bit awkward. You could do the push strategy to the right, the same one I showed earlier, where you slash down, menu up. Maybe you can't do that. Maybe that doesn't work that direction. Please. Fire Snake. You can definitely use the cane, and I have done it to do this, to wiggle through. So that's certainly a viable option if for some reason you are low or out of bombs and you want to flood the key and grab it to save a little bit of time. So hopefully this is helpful in understanding how to do the glitch and when to do the glitch. I would say if you're go moding the dungeon, you want to do the one in the back because it definitely saves time over draining the water and pushing the statue in the previous room, opening the door, all that. This is really handy if you're going to do a full clear of the dungeon and you want to do left side before clearing the back. If you've already cleared the back of the dungeon, this one doesn't really help you at all because there's no water until you've already grabbed the key, since you used your key in the back. Maybe it might be useful in retro as well, but the one on the left side definitely saves a little bit, not nearly as essential as this one here. Cane is faster than bombs. A lot of lag. So feel free to work on this, mess around with your own setups, whatever you like to do to help you go faster. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this is helpful.